Hey guys, so today I'm going to just go over some tutorials of how I weave in combos. I'm in a higher level area just because of the fact that I'm fairly high up, so I'm accidentally killing other enemies without being able to show the full combos off. I think this area might be a little bit better. I'm also going to kind of show off how to deal with certain enemies that can be problematic. There's certain spells that will do specific things, and some of them will even one-shot enemies, so I'll be showing those off. So we'll start off with loadouts. I'm on PlayStation, so for me, I've got triangle, square, circle, and X. For my up, I have Confringo on triangle, Defendo on circle, Levioso on square, and I have my Descendo on X. For my right, I have my Unforgivables and my Depulso, which I really won't use too much. On my left, I have Bombarda on triangle. I have my transformation spell on circle, which I do have upgraded to make it so it is an explosive barrel. In my opinion, way better use of the spell because not only can you throw it at people, but you can just choose to blow it up at any time and deal damage if enemies are around. My Arresto Momentum is on square, which I won't really use that much, and Accio is on X, which again I won't use too much. My down is triangle, Expelliarmus. Circle is Incendio, Square is Glacius, and a very underrated spell in my opinion is my X, which is Flipendo. A lot of people don't use it just because it flips people up in the air, doesn't do a whole lot, doesn't really do damage or anything compared to, Descendo and Depulso, but it's very good for keeping people in the air and juggling. As you can tell, I have a very specific loadouts on almost everything. My triangles and X's are pretty much all damage on everything except for this one because there's not as many damage spells. My triangle and circle are all damage spells. My X's are usually all force spells, and then my squares are usually all of the control spells, the yellows. So let's go see if we can find some enemies, and I'll try to show you things that you can do to instant kill certain enemies, ways around them, just lots of little things. So just a fun little fact, you can take these cows and you can use Flipendo on them. I know a lot of people know that already, but there's a trophy for doing it 10 times in a row. It's a lot of fun. You can also take the transformation spell and use it on them, which will turn them into a cart, which you can also use to transform back. Some of the other critters like birds, rabbits, and specifically the sheep, if you use it on sheep, they will turn into either balls of yarn or money pouches. So you can actually pick those money pouches up. Since we're right here and we have Inferius, one thing that you should know about Inferii are that you can only damage them once they have fire. As you can see, no damage. But the second I hit them with something like a Confringo, they light up. Now, this one will have unblockable attacks because it's on fire. This one I can use Protego on. Now, once they have unblockable attacks, Bombarda becomes your most useful tool. As soon as they go overhead, it's an instant kill. For whatever reason, Bombarda is the specific spell that works best on them. And now you can see, since that blew them up, this one now has the exact same thing. Now, you can do a lot of fun things with these guys. I like to just hit it with Glacius and then a Defendo to make them explode into shards of ice. That's my personal way to deal with them. That's very, very simple, very, very effective, and you can deal with crowds very efficiently. I'm sure by this point, most people will already have all their spells fully upgraded. Incendio is very good if you're in large crowds with everything around you, just because of the area of effect. So for the hell of it, we'll just go ahead and show you guys these sheep. Hopefully I can get them to turn into what I want. So that one turned into money right off the bat, which is the hardest thing to get. Fantastic, 25. Now this one, ball of yarn. And they will turn back over time if you just leave them for long enough. But like I said, you can choose to change them back as long as you can hit them with it, So we're going to go ahead and we're going to head over to this guy, Selwind, who has a group. And I'll show you how to kind of weave in spell combos. I may do some stops along the way just to kind of, depending on if I see any kind of like other enemies that have very specific ways of dealing with them. Actually, there's a smaller group right here and some Dugbogs that I can actually show you guys how to deal with. So Dugbogs are these little frog-like creatures, which I'm sure everybody already kind of knows, especially if you've been playing the game. They can be a nuisance because they are very tanky, but there's two ways to deal with them. They will either have a blockable attack, which is the tongue attack, which you can use Levioso to lift them up in the air, and then Defendo to instant kill them. If they decide to use the unblockable attack, which is a dash attack, all you need to do is dodge and hit them with either Accio or Descendo or Depulso, and you can flip them onto their backs for a little bit extra damage. So we'll start off by using the Levioso, so I'll wait for this one to kind of come at me with a tongue attack. Maybe, okay, so we'll dodge, and we'll hit it with the, oh, it didn't hit the Accio, so unfortunate. There's another one coming at me, but now the tongue attack, and Defendo, instant kill. One shot, right off the bat, easy. That one's gonna come at me, I'm gonna let this one do the same thing again. I'm gonna dodge it, just for the hell of it. This one's probably gonna come at me all crazy again right now. So, okay, it wants to do a tongue as well. Maybe we'll go back to this one. Okay, there we go. So now Accio flips them back on their back. Then you can just get a little bit of extra damage into them. Ooh, I can't believe I dodged that one. And then just to get this one out of the way, since I showed you that, we will try the same thing again, but we will try with the Pulso and see if that works. Because I'm not sure if it's specific with this. Okay, so it is specific with that. Let's try Descendo as well, because I've been told that Descendo works as well. Okay, yes, so that works as well. So any of these 3 force spells, Descendo, you know, Accio, or Depulso will work. We can try Flipendo, but I think this thing might be too heavy for that. Nope, that works too. So any of the purple spells will work to flip it on its back as long as it has attacked you. So then again, once up, grabbing by the tongue, instant kill with Defendo. Not sure why, but it is. I'm guessing just because of the fact that it's I wouldn't say vital organ, but it is a very blood-heavy organ, so they're technically just bleeding out of it. So here's another Dugbog. These are very good for potion making. There's very specific potions like the focus potion that you can use the tongue for, but we will deal with some of these. So most of these guys are very easy to deal with. Now it's the executioners that do not get stunned very easily. These guys, your best bet is Expelliarmus, specifically when they're doing a charge spell, whether it's lightning or fire. It will always cause them to backfire if you hit them with Expelliarmus while they're charging up that spell. Now these yellow guys, they're really weak to Glacius. So if you wait for them to try to hit you with an Incendio, and you hit them with a Glacius, it will instantly kill them, even though Glacius doesn't usually use any kind of damage. Oh, okay, best guess not this time. So we'll just go ahead and weave in some combos just for the hell of it. So that's how you kind of deal with them. Here's, whoop, if you want to transform them, hit them with that. That one's dead. These guys, again, the red ones, if they use Reducto, you can hit them with the Defendo. As long as you hit them with it while they're casting it, they will spin, and they will actually hit the spell, will hit a fellow teammate. But you see when he does this, all you have to do is hit them with Expelliarmus, and they will get stunned, they'll lose their wand, and they'll take damage. So we'll try to let this one do Reducto again and see what happens. Hopefully it will do it. And, yep. Okay, that actually killed him. So these ones, the purple, oh, okay, that's a square one. So let's see if we can get the Glacius. We'll just dodge, just to kind of show, you know, like, I don't know why this guy isn't attacking. It's kind of weird, but whatever. See that? It got him, like nothing. Now there's another one right here. I'm gonna get rid of this guy. Oh, this is another Executioner. So I'm gonna get rid of this guy. So we'll just weave some combos in, yeah? So I'll hit that. Instant death. Now he's gonna use, now he wants to start attacking. So now we're just gonna let the Glacius build back up. So we'll just kind of like attack the shield. Let me get closer because then he'll probably start using or not Confringo, but Incendio. I don't know what this guy's doing, what his issue is. Go ahead and dodge. He doesn't want to do anything, so Glacius and Incendio is pretty much an instant kill on them. These guys, again, all you have to do is watch for the charge up. You can always just, like that. Boom. And now you got him stunned. You can kind of hit him with whatever you want. Pretty much dead. I'm still juggling these guys pretty easily. I like to kill them. Like that. It's so much fun. Whether it's fire, whether it's lightning, it doesn't matter. It will not instant kill them, but it will stun them, and that's how you pretty much deal with them. I don't know if there's any spiders around here, but I think there may be a troll somewhere. Spiders are very easy to deal with when it comes to the spitters, or the poisonous ones, the ones that spit out venom at you, because all you have to do is hit them with a fire spell. It will take down all of their health, and then you hit them once and they'll explode. And if they explode near another spider, it will just cause that spider to instantly lose all of its health and continue the chain. Let's try to do a nice little chain on this. So this is a executioner, so we'll just try to do. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit of the differences between heights when it comes to Descendo. So here's what a basic Descendo does damage-wise to an enemy. Not very much. It's hardly anything at all. But the second you get them up in the air, it's a completely different story. So I'm going to dodge that and just let it kind of refill. He's going to use Incendio because you can't, unfortunately, levitate the other guys. So let them do that again. Levioso, and look at the health. A lot more damage. Not sure why, but I guess it's just because of the fact that they're up in the air for, you know, so you're slamming them down so they're hitting the ground a little bit harder than if they were just standing. Now let's see if we can get the... Oh, he was going to do the Incendio, but we could just leave him. Deep fire. Doesn't matter. Lightning fire. He should stay frozen for pretty much the rest of the time if I want him to. Or I can just boom. You know, they're a lot of fun to just kill. Slamming them down. That kind of, as you can see, they kind of have a little animation where they fly in the air. So that kind of leaves them vulnerable to follow-up attacks. Usually what you can do is you can freeze them and then you can hit them with Defendo, and Defendo will cause them to spin around in the air, which will then let you follow up with a Confringo or a Bombarda. Make sure that you always, no matter which one you do, you always finish the combo with the Confringo or the Bombarda, because if you actually try to use that first and then Defendo, not only will you do less damage, because for some reason the Defendo does more damage to frozen targets than Confringo does, but it has a blasting effect which will knock them back, and more than likely, about 90 to 95% of the time, you will miss the actual Defendo. It will just hit the ground and you will waste a spell, and then Defendo's got a much longer cooldown and it's much more powerful depending on the perks and slots you have on than Confringo is. So let's try this guy again and see if I can get them to attack their teammate with a Reducto by hitting them with a Defendo. It should cause them to spin. Oh, wrong spell. So now I gotta try to wait. Let them fight. See, I needed a Reducto to be the spell that they hit with. And now they want to do it like crazy when it's on cooldown. But normally, if you can hit them when they have their shield and they're doing Reducto, you can cause them to spin and their spell will actually hit a teammate most of the time. Not every time, but most of the time. So we'll try to see if we can get that to happen right now. Not going to guarantee it because, you know, it's kind of RNG, but especially right now, which they don't even seem like they want to attack for some reason. There we go. So that one just killed it, so she was already too damaged. So Levioso, Descendo. As you can see, that kind of has the blowback effect. So what I'll do on the next enemy... Oh wow, that was kind of like a fake out. That was kind of funny. What we'll do on the next enemy, which it looks like there's actually one still right there, is I will show you with just by using Flipendo that the spin that I'm talking about, but at the same time I can also show you what happens if you actually hit them with Confringo first. So let's just say that you are trying to combo them, you've got them frozen, yada yada yada, and you decide that you're going to hit Confringo and then you're going to hit Defendo. This is more than likely what's going to happen. See that? No damage. It just kind of hits the ground for some reason. So I always try to end the combo with Bombarda or with Confringo. I always like to hit them with the Defendo first because, as you have seen already, it does a lot more damage. So we'll do it just again for the hell of it, like this, and then we'll hit him with this, but now we'll hit him with Defendo. Because of the spin and the fact that it keeps him in the air, the Defendo almost always hits. It's very rare that that actually misses. And then you just kind of hit them with the Bombarda or with the Confringo. So let's see, there looks like there's another creature over here. Okay, so here's a wolf. This is a really good one. These ones are weak to Depulso. All you have to do is wait for these guys to charge at you, and the second that you see the attack on their head, you hit them with the Depulso, and you're basically squishing them in upon themselves, and they'll die. Boom. Something that doesn't even do usually a lot of damage will be an insta-kill on them. Super easy. Right here we have another perfect example, trolls. Trolls are slow, trolls are stupid, but they can also kind of, at times, be quick and hard to deal with. This is where I say that the spell Flipendo is a very underrated spell. So trolls have an attack where sometimes they'll switch it up and it'll just be one, but most of the time it's a 2-swing, unblockable into a blockable down smash. So when they do that down smash, all you need to do is hit them with Flipendo and you will slam that club into their face, which will stun them and give you way more time to combo into them. Let's aggro him just to get him started, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. They may, like this. So instant slam, Flipendo, boom. Now they're stunned. Now you just Glacius, Incendio, Expelliarmus. And then you take off for a bit. You let that stuff regenerate. By that time, this is already back. Boom. Right back into it. You know what I mean? This troll's already almost dead, you know what I mean? So we'll do it again. We'll kill it just for the hell of it. Boom. Easy troll kills. Easy troll kills. So, let's take this into an actual fight. We will go and take out this camp over here. And we will put everything that we've done so far into practice. So we've gone over Dug Bogs. We've gone over most of the enemies in the game that are problematic or that you will find more often than not. These guys, they only really use one spell, which is Petrificus Totalis. So you really don't have to deal with too much when it comes to them, as long as you can actually hit the specific one that releases you from it, which I'm kind of surprised that did not break out free. But look, if you really want to deal with that or don't want to deal with it, you just throw a couple things at them. They're super easy to deal with. Let's see if we can combo this guy. That's going to be a pretty much instant kill because of just how high level I am. Now, obviously, Confringo. That's going to seek out enemies. And with the Descendo, Protego. Let's say I want to hit him with that. Now I have him. I can throw him at that person. I can take this individual. Whoop. I hit the wrong individual. These guys will transform themselves back. So he's gotten electrocuted. Whoop. We'll dodge that. Now that one's dead. So these ones are fun because they actually transform, and you can actually use a transformation spell to force them right back out of their transformation. So I'll wait for them to transform. I'll just break their shield, and I'll let her, damage. Oh, never mind. I guess that's gonna instant kill, but that was because of this. If you blow things like this up next to them, they will pretty much instantly die. So hopefully there's another one here. I think there might be. If not, it's not that big of a deal. But if you see those purple-robed dark wizards and they transform into their wolf form, which they always transform into a wolf form, unless you can take them out fast enough, you just hit them with the basic transformation spell, and it will literally force them out of their Animagus form and back into their standard wizard form, and it'll give them a slight stun. So as you can see, this actually really is not that hard to do once you get the hang of the combos, the way that you want to weave them together. You just have to find the stuff that works for you and enact it and learn how to put it together. There should be this guy right here. I could technically instantly kill him if I really wanted to because I have Avada Kedavra, but I don't need to because even though he's a higher level than me, he's not going to be a problem. So we're just going to try to do some more fun little combos. Pretty much an instant kill on that. Now, that really wasn't a good juggle, just because of the fact that I didn't really weave anything together. But at the same time, hell, if you're killing them that quickly, do you really even need to worry about juggling them, Here's some more of these guys. You can, when you have things up, you can get them both at once. You can damage the enemies with the Descendo Shockwave if you have that upgraded as well. You hit them, push them away, hit this guy. This one wants to fight. That's a lot of fun to do. You can just hit them with that. And just a couple tuple taps and done. You don't have to do much. I like to fight this guy. He's a lot of fun. I like to just send him back things. Wow, that did a lot of damage to him.
Don't recommend you try me.
Now you can't use stuff like Descendo on him. I mean, it will do some damage, but it will not stun them like everything else does. But I always like to just finish these guys with their own spells. It's just a lot more fun. So I'll just wait for him to do that, and then that one obviously glitched out. While it did do the damage, it didn't do the animations. That just gives you a lot of time to kind of deal with them if you feel like dealing with them. Or, you know, just like me, sometimes I'll just play it away like, you know, oh, you know, you're no fun to deal with. Like, that one decided he wants to attack me. Okay, you still want to play games? Like, okay, yeah, just take that. You know, this guy's just going to be in the way, so we're just going to Ancient Magic and get him out of the way. And again, you know, I can just have fun with this guy. And just be like, yeah, you know, you're no fun. You're no fun to deal with. I'm just going to leave you be. But if you decide you're going to attack me, I'm not going to let that fly. Nope. Oh, instant death. No problem. Camp cleared. You know, it's very easy to get through these things. It's very easy to weave these combos together. Like I said, my main combo is always going to be either get them up in the air some way, whether it's Flipendo, or whether it's Levioso, or, you know, even Accio can work, in all honesty. It just doesn't last for as long of a period of time. And then, you know, just hit them with a Descendo for the damage. You can stun enemies around you. Hit them with a Glacius. Hit them with the Defendo. If they're not dead by that point, throw a Confringo or a Bombarda their way. Or roll into them. Roll into a dodge and just Incendio like that. You know what I mean? So, just this, Descendo. Always end it, like I said, with a Bombarda or with a Confringo. That is just the best way to do it. Wow, that guy was stuck, and that was actually hilarious. But, like, as you can see, pretty much an instant kill with Glacius into just Incendio. So that's a very good combination, especially when you're a higher level. Spiders, I will try to find some spiders right now, if possible. And they're very easily dealt with in two ways. So the fire, like I said earlier, will take care of the ones that spit venom very easily, and you can just basically instant kill them, and then a basic attack. You'll hit them with a Confringo and then a basic attack, and it will pretty much be the end of them. They're pretty much done. There's a troll up there, and there's stuff. Okay, so there's no spiders there. So we'll just keep looking around. Now the Scurriers are the ones that have something slightly different. The Scurriers specifically will bury themselves underground. If you're locked onto one and you see it bury itself under the ground, when it's in the middle of the animation of burying, hit it with a Levioso and it will... I don't really know what to call it that it does. It basically just causes them to instantly explode for whatever weird reason. Looks like there's a bunch of poachers here, which we're not going to have to deal with. We need spiders. So let's just keep going around, see if we can find ourselves some spiders somewhere. There's got to be some somewhere around this place.
You can feed a beast, or it can feed you.
Actually, I know where a couple are. There should be some. Not right up here. There's a troll. I know there's some over in this direction, but they're a little bit far off. They're in those woods directly in front of me. It'll take me a second to get there. Not sure if this video is helping anyone. I kind of hope it is. If there's things that I have missed, feel free to let me know down in the comment section. That way, you know, I can hopefully incorporate it into another video or learn something new if I don't already. I mean, I already have close to... Actually, I have over 700 hours into this game, so I don't think there's anything that I'm missing. But you just never know. So, oh, those kind of came out of nowhere. That was really cool. This is a lot of fun to kind of fly around. How's the fit? I don't know if you guys like to style your... how you guys style your wizards. Usually I don't wear stuff like this, but I actually kind of like the way that it looks. So I thought it would be fun for the video to try out something different than what I normally go with. I guess the spiders are not in this woods. They are... Oh, wow. Okay, so... Wow. Okay, yeah, this wasn't even the area with the bridge. So we're just going to actually teleport over to where the spiders are. It'll be a lot faster. Right here in the Phoenix Mountain Cave is where you'll find most of your spiders. The bigger monarch spiders, when they attack you, same with the acromantulas, they will actually... There's a spider nest right there. You can slam their head down with Descendo, and that will cause their head to get stuck in the ground. And it's only when they're doing an unblockable attack, which I believe all of their attacks are unblockable in general. I do not think there's any large spiders over here, but I know there are some over there on the right, on the other side of that castle. But just to kind of give you an idea of the basic things for the Scurriers and the venomous shooters, and stuff like that. So there's the venomous shooter. As you'll see, what I'll do is I'll just hit these because I don't like to deal with these explosive things. But these venomous shooters will just pretty much send stuff like that at you no matter what. But you heard the scurrier, it's going to come up out of the ground for some reason. Or not for some reason, but because it's doing its attack. But basically, you know, that's instant kill and then they explode. Super easy to deal with. These little spiders are all over the place. It's kind of funny. Because you can just kill them with a Protego. They're really funny to deal with. Yeah. Oop. You can also just hit them with a basic. And Fringo, again, will work really well on these guys. You can slam them into the ground. Defendo also works really, really well on them. So you can flurry these guys and it'll actually bring out more to fight. Which, oh nice. So there's a Scurrier. So we'll deal with the Scurrier. So as you can see, kind of chains off of that if you explode one. Okay. There you go. Levioso, and you see how it just kind of explodes.
Fighter, aren't you?
And then he'll just take off now that I've saved him, which I really don't get anything out of that, but I believe there is, you know, items that you can collect for potions, or like this, there's a chest here. So let me see if I can go find a large monarch. They are usually over in this area, so we will go right here to the castle. And there should be a batch of wizards who will actually be fighting the monarch spider.
It's not the best place to be caught alone.
So let's see if we can find that, shall we? I don't know why I made that turn so wide. I've already taken care of this area, which is something that I don't normally do. But look, there's a monarch spider right there. Fantastic. We'll just deal with this. Findo works really, really well on these guys too, for some reason. I'm guessing just because it's a severing type spell. But as you can see, we'll wait for him to attack. Boom. Straight into a Descendo. Locks him in place for a few seconds. Gives you a few extra seconds to just combo into stuff if you want. Boom. As you can see, it's actually a lot longer than a few seconds. It looks like it's closer to 6 or 7 seconds. Which, in the heat of a battle, is a lot of extra time to not only reload your spells, but to, you know, get distance if you need, heal, you know, take a new position, anything like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I guess I could show some Merlin trials at some point. I'm sure everybody kind of knows how to do these. These ones specifically are used with Lumos. You have to find those little glowing things and then just kind of bring them to the rocks.
Lumos.
Pretty much most of these are very self-explanatory. I think when I first started playing this game, this was the only one that kind of stumped me because I couldn't figure it out, and I don't know why I didn't think of all the moths that I had already been leading to this place, but for whatever reason, I just didn't. So, you know, we'll just finish this one off. I don't remember where the last one is. I will do another video where I will actually show you in the beginning how I get through everything so fast. In order to have a lot of money and to kind of advance your spells without having to wait around and grind for things. So I will do a separate video on that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time.